Howdy friends, and welcome again to thechefandthegrape.com, the channel that saves you money on world-class wine. Now, how do we do this? Well, we are the resource that finds you the hidden gems, the artisans, the off-the-grid producers who are crafting top-tier quality at a fraction of the price of the big brands. But we're also going to tell you straight up when the big players are living up to their big prices and when they're not. So tonight's episode is definitely about off the grid. It's about completely out of the way. We are dedicating the entire episode tonight to a fantastic new producer from Uruguay. Sorry, where? Uruguay, and the producer is Bodega Garzon. I was lucky enough that I actually got to sit down for this half-day intensive with the consulting enologist, who, those of you who are big wine geeks, you might know his name, Alberto Antonini, absolutely one of the icons of modern wine. So who am I? And why should you listen to me? Well, my name is Chef Christoph, and I was a chef for over 25 years. I'm a Red Seal chef, certified wine steward through the International Sommelier Guild. I've gone through the French Wine Scholar Program, the Champagne Master Program, written hundreds of articles that have been published literally around the world, and I'm lucky enough that I get to interview some of the best winemakers in the world. So, like I said, our spotlight tonight is on Bodega Garzon, and you know, there's some real value to be had in these wines. They're very inexpensive right now because they're trying to make their mark in the marketplace. And cool story, right? I mean, they've got kind of a Star Trek approach to producing wine in South America, you know, to boldly go where no one's gone before. Very few wineries in Uruguay, especially compared to other, you know, more established places in the world. But the reason why they started this winery and why they invested so heavily, this is a $100 million project, by the way, is one of the key reasons was because of the type of soil that they found where Garzon is, the name of the town. It's this type of decomposed granite. They call it ballast there. But those of you who love the wines of Burgundy, to me what I understand is that the soil is actually very similar to what one finds in northern Beaujolais, sort of Morgon, Fleury, Moulin Avant, that sort of place. Except this is very close to the ocean. This is literally like right on the ocean. They are 11 miles from the winery to the Atlantic coast. Sustainability is something that's very important to this winery. It's very important to me, and I think it is to you as well. So Alberto Antonini made it very clear that only through biodynamics, biodiversity, would they be able to get true representation of what their terroir was. You know, that was the only way he felt for the wines to have true character. So like I said, biodiversity is key in these vineyards. Sustainability, the winery itself is LEED certified. And like I said, Alberto Antonini, I mean, this guy's an icon. He started his career over 30 years ago with Frescobaldi, and then he was the chief winemaker for Antinori, which, seriously, one of the houses of Italy. So this is going to be a very different sort of an article. I'm actually going to show you all of the wines that I tasted and tell you a little bit about those wines and just some thoughts about this wonderful masterclass that I got to sit in and what it was like to sit and have lunch with Alberto Antonini. So sit back and enjoy.
First off, I have to say I was so honored to be among the best of my peers at this masterclass in the Hotel Georgia of Vancouver. It was an incredible experience to listen to Alberto talk about the power of biodynamics and biodiversity in his own vineyard. Well, I do love my job. So we started the event with the 2016 Estate Pinot Grigio with its lifted white floral perfume, tight, lean, full mineral-driven acid. It was an extraordinary way to start, 92 plus points and great value. Then the Estate Sauv Blanc, striking, with its lily white grapefruit sea salt bouquet, its brilliantly full, intense, precise acid, also 92 plus points, and I thought incredible value. Then Bodega Garzon offered a softer side to Viognier, something with chamomile and white tea, beeswax aromas. It was incredibly refreshing, young tangerine acids, 90 plus points, and all I wanted to do was grab a bottle and enjoy it by the seaside. Then the Reserva Albarino, absolutely one of the finest varietal examples I've had from anywhere. It was precise, vivid, concentrated, 94 points, just a world-class wine, surpassed only by the single vineyard Albarino, which offered riper aromas of quince and apricot. It was also a little bit tighter, a little bit leaner, so I thought age-worthy, but I think could be enjoyed well into 2020 and beyond. 94 plus points, and a true eye-opener as to the potential of what Albarino can do in the right hands. Before we moved into the reds, we had a Pinot Noir Rosé, complex with its sea salt, rosehip, orange blossom aromas, its lean, medium plus acidity that was just superbly balanced. And the reds were just as impressive as the whites, starting with the Cab Franc Tannat with its exotic spice notes of star anise, Szechuan peppercorn, and nutmeg, bone dry, refreshing full acid, fine, full tannin, 91 plus points. The Tannat Merlot, the Merlot just gave it a bit more plushness, a bit more ripe red berry tones, although it was quite young and in my opinion does need another year or two to develop before it reaches its true potential. And then was Marcelin, which I had never heard of before, but am completely in love with. Bodega Garzon has done an amazing job with this wine, and it's plush, it's perfumed, it's incredibly drinkable, 91 plus points. The single varietal Cab Franc was pronounced by very green pepper, herbaceous sous-bois aromas, was young and very refreshing, and I thought a great steak wine, 90 plus points. The Reserva Tannat, deep, luscious, rose and raspberry bouquet, intensely vibrant, full young acid, full chalky fine tannin, 92 plus points, a great Tannat. And then Pinot Noir from Uruguay, yes indeed. Bodega Garzon wowed me with its layered floral perfume and its well-integrated acid. This was very unique and completely terroir-driven. Then the Petit Verdot that rivaled the best I've had from anywhere in the world. This stunned me with its concentration, its balance, its structure, and I believe that anyone who loves red wine should buy this now. 93 points, an absolute, like a gem. Single vineyard Tannat, softer bouquet, still incredibly tight, lean, precise, concentrated. This is a wine for the cellar. 93 points, and it still needs years to grow into its potential. So that was 2 hours of just an incredible experience, being able to taste through all of these wines with so many learned people there. Alberto talking about how important the food is, the culture is, the people are there. And that really brought me back to why is all of this important? Alberto was talking about his mentor and helping him get back to basics, and I find myself at the same place, thinking that this wine is important because it does help people create special occasions. When we got to eat there at Hawksworth with the wine and with good friends, it all just seemed to make more sense. Enjoying the wine on its own was beautiful, but enjoying the wine in great company was sublime. My hat's off to Bodega Garzon. I hope you look for this in your local markets.